Hey everyone, and welcome to part 9 of my How to Counter series. If you're new to my channel, basically this is a series where I go over strategies and tactics that you can use to outplay and counter different things in GTA Online. And it's been a little while since the last part where we covered the Oppressor Mark II. The reason being is there hasn't been any weaponized vehicles to counter, of course until now with the RC Bandito that we are covering today. I have seen so many people complaining that the RC Bandito is overpowered, cheap, newbie, just every single possible word in the book. And those complaints are mainly coming from people who do this when they get attacked by the RC Bandito. Yeah, if you do this, you're just going to get baited over and over again if the RC Bandito knows what he's doing. It's definitely not the correct way to counter it. Now, with all that being said, let's get into how you actually outplay RC Banditos. With all the counters I'm about to show you, they all require you to be aware of your opponent. And what I mean by that is you have to notice when they disappear from the map. When someone disappears from the map in this game, it's going to mean one of three things. They either heist warped, they joined a job, or they requested their RC Bandito. So when you see them disappear from the map, that's when you have to prep one of the following counters. Number 1. Rooftops. This one is as simple as it sounds. If you're nearby a rooftop, simply climb onto the roof. I know this might be shocking, but RC Banditos cannot fly, so they're not going to be able to get you on the roof. And from there, you can request your own RC Bandito as well, which is a nice bonus. If you can't find a rooftop nearby, no problem, because there are other methods to get into the air. Once you notice the opponent disappear, call in your Oppressor Mark II. It's going to spawn in fast enough so that you have enough time to take off before the RC car gets to you. And the advantage of this one is that you can fire back too, since you know what you're looking for. But what if you don't own an Oppressor Mark II and you can't find a rooftop? Well, maybe there's an interior nearby that you can dip into. The RC Bandito cannot drive into interiors. If you try to, the vehicle will instantly despawn. So places like ammunition, clothing stores, convenience stores, the Pacific Standard Bank are all going to be safe from the RC Bandito. And fun fact, this one can also work for heist warps to counter orbs because you can't be targeted by the orbital cannon in buildings. So it's kind of like an option select with one move protecting you from two different possible outcomes. And now we move into my personal favorite counter and what I believe is the best one of them all, the bait. How this works is that when you see your opponent disappear from the map, you want to open up your interaction menu and hover over request RC Bandito. Then when you see the RC card coming at you, you request yours. And this requires some prediction because you want to call it in right before you think the opponent is going to blow his up. The reason this works is that when you request your RC Bandito, you have a second or two of invincibility before your character actually despawns. So on their screen, they'll blow up the car while you're standing there, but you won't die. And afterwards, guess what? They now have to wait a 60-second cooldown, and you are now in the RC Bandito to go after them. Literally flipping roles, putting them in danger because they have to wait for the loading screen to respawn while you are already gone from the map. So now if they want to try to counter you, it'll be a lot harder because they'll have less time to prepare. The only flaw with this strategy is if the Bandito delays his detonation, in which case you'll most likely predict wrong and you'll both end up being in RC cars at the end of it, which isn't the worst thing in the world because two RC cars are incapable of destroying each other without destroying themselves. I've used this in an actual free mode war and it works very well. You guys will see that in an upcoming video. And those are my tactics for countering RC Banditos. It's really not that hard, it just requires some thought. You have to play smart. If you guys enjoyed the video or found it helpful, feel free to leave a like, as well as subscribe to my channel for more guide and PvP related content. And as always, thanks for watching and have a great day.